I am currently standing in front of the Feengrotten, or fairy grotto, how you might call it in English, and I have Marcel next to me, and he works here and he might tell us a few very interesting things. Marcel?
So I would say we go into the mountain and then I explain what the fairy grottos are. We also greet each other with the special miners greeting, Glück auf. It means that you can find the treasures in the mountain and that you can get out well again. And we have to ring our bell. Normally this bell sounded at 4 o'clock in the morning and what was the start of the working day of the miners. And it also keeps away the ghosts in the mine. The miners were very superstitious and they believe in gnomes and spirits and specters.
And fairies?
And maybe fairies also. Maybe we can see a fairy inside the grottos. Glück auf!
Glück auf! So we made it inside of the fairy grottos. It's pretty dark and damp in here. Now I'm very curious, what exactly makes this place so special?
Yeah, our tripping stones, you can see some here. But at this moment I don't want to talk about it because we are on the first level of our mine. We have 3 levels and therefore you have to be a little bit fit. Mostly it gets downwards, because we go from here to the valley.
So how long has this fairy grottos existed actually, and is there maybe a funny tradition or an interesting story behind it, or maybe a legend? You said that miners were very superstitious. Maybe there is a few legends that are hiding inside of these grottos?
So we have to divide between our visitors' mine and the real mine. The mining here started around 1530 and around Saalfeld there is iron and silver and sometimes gold, but here there were not much metals. They mostly dug for this black slate, shale better known. It's a black shale, and because in Germany we have only one word for this, it's called Schiefer. And most people think Schiefer is the one you put on your roofs, but this is a special kind, and in English it's called shale. But sometimes I think the most people would say slate also in English. And it's very dark because it has much carbon and a lot of pyrite. The mineral that looks like gold is also known as fool's gold. And it was a sign for the miners that this kind of shale can be used to produce 2 kinds of sword, known as alum and vitriol. And the swords were used or are still used for different things, like a deodorant, or you have these little pens you can use when you cut yourself. Yeah? It stops the bleeding.
And now I'm wondering, how did this become a tourist attraction?
So the mining went on for around 320 years. Around 1850, the chemical industry was as far to produce these swords synthetically. So they didn't need to dig for this kind of shale anymore. Then there was nobody inside the mine, and though the tripping stones grew. And before we go down, I want to mention our healing edit. The air in our mine is very pure and and moist and cool. We have in the summer as in the winters only 10 degrees here, Celsius, and therefore it's very good for respiratory diseases.
So what exactly is this box and what does it say?
Yeah, it reads Gezehe. It's an old German word and it's written in old German. And Gezehe means something like to get done, to manage something. And it's the name for the tools the miners used. And there are mostly 2 of them. And this is the pick and a hammer. And they used it like this. They put the pick on the mountain and used the hammer like this. and they had not much light. This was the light, and it was kept in the mouth or in this little thing. You can put it inside the mountain after you made a little hole in the mountain. But it was not much light, therefore the miners were very superstitious, and they prayed a lot, and they worked here 10 to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. And they were very short men. They didn't get much vitamin D. They started mining very early in their lives at 10 or 12 years. So they didn't get enough vitamin D, and they didn't grow well. There are the 7 dwarfs, because they used these little heads for protection. They put in straw, and they used it like this, so they could feel the roof of the mine, and when there were stones coming from above, they rolled up on this head.
Okay, now it's getting a little slippery. We're walking down a set of stairs, and it's going deeper into the mountain. So we just walked a few more steps and got deeper into the grottos, and we are currently before a spring. How exactly do you call a spring?
Yeah, these are the spring grottos, and you are right, Terry, we are now on the deepest place in the mine. We are 26 meters below the earth. Our 3rd level is nearer to the exit, and it has only 24-25 meters.
What exactly should you bring to a trip down here? It's what kind of shoes, what kind of clothes, maybe something different?
It's only 10 degrees in summer as in winter, so you have to wear comfortable warm clothes, and you have these nice coats, because our dripping water is full of minerals, and it will make spots on your clothes, but you get it from us. And good shoes. You can see it here, Terry, it's all slippery, because we have a lot of springs here, and the springs were the main reason they rediscovered this mine in 1910. On the other side is the long adit, and from this long adit flew a little stream of water with healing properties. They wanted to find it inside the mountain, and they discovered behind a big pile of rubble 3 beautiful grottos. The healing spring, I have to say, is gone. In 1964, a mining company from Soviet Russia and the GTR called ISWI came here, and near the mine they bored for uranium. They didn't find any. They also didn't close up these holes correctly from the boring. So through these holes the spring runs away.
Yeah, is there any other special events? You said it took a while until this became like a visitor's cave, but yeah, we're currently having a tour through the grottos, but is there anything else that you can find here or attend?
We have special events, like before the summer vacations, we have our Feenfest. It's more for little children, but we have also our Grotten Advent. It's on the 2nd Advent weekend before Christmas, and here in our grottos there is live music. One of my favorite events is our Halloween. It's shortly after Halloween, and we make here inside the grottos, we do a little of theater piece here.
That sounds really interesting. You should definitely have to see that. What exactly is your favorite thing about the grottos? Do you have a favorite event or a favorite place?
Yeah, the most beautiful grotto is our fairy tale cathedral, but I think all our grottos are in a special way very beautiful. As you can see, we have beautiful colors since 1993 we are in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most colorful grottos in the world. Yeah, and our tripping stones are very special. Normally they are formed from limestone and they grow very slow. They take up for 1 centimeters they need up to 100 to 1000 years. And we have here tripping stones, they only take 1 year for 3 centimeters. And they are not from limestone, they are from a very special mineral. It's really rare. It's called Diadochite. But we say mountain butter because it looks yellowish white like butter.
So we just walked down the long adit. It was a pretty long walk. And we made it to the Fairy Tale Cathedral and it looks really nice. You can really see all of the colors in the stone. When exactly can you visit these grottos? I heard that students get a little discount.
Yeah, students get a little discount. I think the best month to visit the fairy grottos is February, but you can only visit our visitors' mine. Fairy world is not opened. We end with our highlight, I would say. I would tell you why it's called fairy grottos. Look around you, these beautiful tripping stones, the colors. You think it's made by fairies.
So we are currently walking through the fairy forest and the fairies gave me a lucky symbol on my face. So we are standing in front of a little cottage. What exactly is this cottage and what can you do here?
Children can have their birthday parties here and we as fairies celebrate with them.
So what exactly is the fairy world and what exactly do you do here?
We fairies live in this fairy world and you can be here for a whole day. You can be a fairy, a troll, you can play and you can let your fantasy take over.
So sadly, our journey through the fairy world is going to end very soon. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you so much for leading us through this forest and showing us all of its secrets. And yeah, I hope you also liked it and had fun watching this. Thank you.